Something crazy is happening with Airbnb. Is Airbnb going bust? Occupancy rates have fallen through the floor, and hosts are finding it more difficult to keep their business afloat. Hello, and welcome to our channel. Today we'll be discussing the recent decline of Airbnb in the United States and the risks that investors are now facing. The platform has been a major success in the country for over a decade, but is now facing major setbacks from legislation and renters. So what is going on with Airbnb? Stick around until the end to find out. When Airbnb began in the midst of the 2008 recession, it was positioned as a low-cost alternative to hotels, allowing a community of tourists to connect with locals. As hosts have extended their investment homes and the company's power has grown, the public has to examine if Airbnb is contributing to a housing crisis. One major contributing factor to this decline is the prevalence of hosts adding exorbitant fees to their listings. These fees, which can include cleaning fees, service fees, and even occupancy taxes, can add hundreds of dollars to the cost of a stay. This has led to a decrease in the number of people using the platform, as they feel that the prices are no longer competitive. Hosts who complained about low bookings were not delusory. According to AIRBNB, occupancy rates declined in 31 of the top 50 largest U.S. short-term rental markets from July to September. AIRBNB revealed in August that markets where supply had increased by more than 50% had an average occupancy decline of more than 10% and a revenue decline of 8%. Properties in markets with the highest supply increase are experiencing the sharpest losses in performance. In addition to the high fees, there has also been a lack of transparency from Airbnb when it comes to the terms and conditions of the platform. Many hosts have taken advantage of this lack of transparency by adding hidden fees or changing the terms of their listing after a reservation has been made. This has led to a decline in trust in the platform and a decrease in the number of people using it. Airbnb has long advised hosts to keep cleaning fees fair or to not charge them at all. According to Airbnb, 45% of listings worldwide do not charge a cleaning fee, and of those that do, the fee is often less than 10% of the entire reservation cost. Also, the proliferation of other vacation rental platforms has also contributed to the decline in Airbnb's popularity. With the rise of platforms such as HomeAway and Vrbo, Airbnb is no longer the only option for travelers looking for short-term rentals. These platforms often offer more competitive prices, better customer service, and a more user-friendly platform, all of which have made them more attractive to potential customers. What is even worse, Airbnb's reputation has been tarnished by reports of scams, racism, and other unethical behavior from hosts. This has led to a decrease in trust in the platform and a decrease in the number of people using it. Airbnb has taken steps to address these issues, such as introducing a 24/7 customer service team and a new anti-discrimination policy, but these measures have not been enough to restore the platform's reputation. Before we go any further, make sure to smash the subscribe button and bell icons to keep up to date with new content coming out. The decline in occupancy rates and the lack of transparency from Airbnb has led to major risks for investors. Many people have invested in Airbnb properties with the expectation of steady income and the potential for property appreciation. However, with the decline in occupancy rates and the increased risk of hidden fees or changes to the terms of a listing, there is a risk that investors may not get their money back. This, in combination with Airbnb's lack of transparency, has made it difficult for investors to make informed decisions about their investments. This has caused many investors to look for alternative investments, such as traditional real estate or other short-term rental companies. So, what can Airbnb do? In order to reduce risks and increase transparency, the company should work to increase communication with investors and provide more information about occupancy rates, fees, and changes to listings. The company could work to make sure that its listings are accurate and up to date so that renters can make better decisions. Airbnb should work to ensure that any fees or changes to listings are clearly communicated. Airbnb should also take steps to ensure that all of its listings are compliant with local laws and regulations, as this will help to reduce legal risks for investors. One of the problems that Airbnb can bring with the housing shortage is the potential for a decrease in the availability of long-term rental properties. When a property is listed on Airbnb, it is typically only available for short-term rentals, often for just a few days or weeks at a time. This means that the property is not available for long-term renters, which can exacerbate the housing shortage in an area. Another outcome of Airbnb's impact on the housing shortage is the potential for increased housing costs. When properties are taken off the long-term rental market and listed on Airbnb, they are often rented at a higher rate than they would be for a long-term lease. This can lead to an increase in housing costs for those looking for long-term rentals, as the supply of available properties decreases. Airbnb can also contribute to gentrification and displacement in neighborhoods. When properties in a particular area become popular on Airbnb, it can lead to an influx of tourists and short-term renters, which can drive up property values and lead to the displacement of long-term residents. This can have a negative impact on the social fabric of a neighborhood and can contribute to the gentrification of the area. The problems that Airbnb can bring with the housing shortage include a decrease in the availability of long-term rental properties, an increase in housing costs, and the potential for gentrification and displacement in neighborhoods. It is important for communities to carefully consider the impact of Airbnb and other short-term rental platforms on their housing markets, and to take steps to address any negative consequences that may arise. This decline in Airbnb's popularity has also led to a decrease in the value of properties that were purchased specifically for use on the platform. Many people who invested in these properties are now finding it difficult to sell them, as there is less demand for vacation rentals due to the decline in the platform's popularity. Some analysts think that if interest rates continue to rise, investing in short-term rentals will become less appealing. One analyst noted that the increase in short-term rental listings is forcing nightly prices to decline and diminishing the profitability of owning these holiday rentals, which should result in increased long-term rental supplies, aiding in the reduction of rents. Meanwhile, it is recommended that Airbnb owners should put themselves in the shoes of guests if they want their homes to stand out in a crowded field. If owners notice a decrease in reservations, they should look at their competition and make consistent upgrades to their property. Furthermore, Airbnb owners should consider diversifying their investments by investing in different types of rental properties, such as long-term rentals, vacation rentals, and corporate rentals. Each type of rental property has its own unique advantages that can help owners maximize their profits. By diversifying, owners can reduce their risk and take advantage of different market conditions. Finally, owners should take advantage of marketing strategies to attract more customers to their properties. This could include using SEO to optimize their listings, creating attractive visuals, and offering discounts and promotions. Additionally, owners should stay informed on the latest industry trends and changes so they can adapt and make the necessary adjustments. In conclusion, the decline of Airbnb in the United States is due in part to the high fees being charged by hosts and the lack of transparency from the platform. This decline has led to major risks for investors who may not see a return on their investment. It has also led to a decrease in the value of properties purchased specifically for use on the platform. It remains to be seen whether Airbnb will be able to recover from these issues, but for now, it is important for investors to be aware of the risks associated with using the platform. What are your thoughts on Airbnb? Have you used the platform before? Are you an owner of an Airbnb? What has been your experience so far? Tell us in the comments section below. Also, if you're new to this channel, I strongly encourage you to subscribe and click the like button. You can also keep up with all of my most recent videos. See you in the next one.